Thokozani, I am Pobedimu, and today I'll be talking about understanding your calling, and this is a part of it. I welcome you once again, Thokozani. It's very important to understand your calling as a spiritual person, and it actually shapes how your journey unfolds. But what I've often seen is that people are very lazy, to dig deep into their spiritual selves and understand their calling for themselves. Instead, people often opt for rather the easy way out, and you find that you're being told that uhamba nabo gogo or you gifted, and automatically in your spiritual mind, you're thinking ngisangoma and then milling your twasa or ngihlushwa idlozi. Because one thing we need to understand that mohambu you consult and they tell you to hamba nabo gogo and all of that, you need to understand that all our gifts, usuke ukhethe a specific dlozi kuthi uthathe indlela yalo, and then what gift you are being called for, or rather what purpose you're being called for a spiritual journey, that is rather between wena nedlozi lakho. So now people are often misled a lot of times, to thinking ukuthi bayizangoma or they fall under the category Ubungoma when actually they don't. Because our spirituality has rather been boxed into, the basic things we know, which is either we sangoma, or mthandazeli, or the basic things porofit and all of that. Ganti, there's so much, going on in our spirituality that we are just lazy, to dig deep and communicate with amadlozi wethu and understand our journeys for ourselves. Because um I want us to understand ukuthi umuntu masuke ayothwasa ne athatha indlela yobungoma. You'd often hear ukuthi bathi maybe in a family unesipho ne, and then they often say to you ukuthi la endlini akazi kwaba nesangoma, then why kuzoba nesangoma ngawe, and then the conflict starts there, it's important to understand your idlozi and understand gift le idlozi lakho elikulethela yona, or rather gift le ophiwe nayo. Because umuntu osuke ayothwasa ayotrainer ukuba isangoma ne, usuke uyo basically uyothatha ikhwama ne zalowo muntu, or rather idlozi lakho ne. So now there's often this thing ukuthi abantu bayothwasa umuntu kungena ikhwama ne, and then they need to start over from scratch ne. I know you're thinking with mangithi ikhwama ngikhuluma ngamathambo. No, I'm thinking I'm talking ikhwama is deeper than just bones and amashoba and all of that. It's not even about the physical aspect of things. So the reason why uhamba uyotrainer ukuba isangoma is because you need to be able to handle whatever your ethos is going to tell you, so that when an man communicator, you relate to a one thing and uzokhambisa indlela yakhe, so that you get to la agcine khona, and then you continue. Basically, it's like passing on the baton, so that is the whole purpose of izangoma and why ziyotwasa. So now you find ukuthi this is me Mpo, I'm gifted but nabo gogo, and automatically mhlambe ngitshela ukuthi ngumporofiti because I don't fit into certain criteria or whatever or not. Listen, there is nothing more important than understanding your gift for yourself and communicating with amadlozi wethu. People are lazy, our ancestors, it's like they're all around us ne? They are just waiting to give you the keys to unlock the doors, but because we are lazy to dig deep into our spiritual self and see zile and understand who we are spiritually, we opt for the easy way out. That is why there's such a high rate of izangoma that bagcine vele ngokuba izangoma. I'm like, Wisangoma, then what? I understand that. Were you really called for this, or was it just the easy way out, or was it what you were told by your gobela? Because idlozi nalo tends to get frustrated, and I always say guti, a third party will always create a broken communication between when and idlozi lako, because abantu that will come to you and you will be like, no, idlozi lakho alifuni ukuthi uthinte umuntu or uthwasise or like something like that. Usuke, you need to understand in your mindset that you are not called for being ubungoma. Idlozi lakho wants to train you so that you can start, because uthola ukuthi sometimes idlozi lakho was not even that spiritually active asaphila ne, but should they pass, they want to pass on a certain gift and they need to facilitate this purpose lana through emhlabeni. So now they want to train you for themselves because they know better what they have for you. You understand that? Then you start from scratch and you collect things as you go along your journey. So people are very lazy, you know. They think ukuthi masithi idlozi lakho elakuthwasisa, you need ukuthi uzithengele red skirt and buy yourself 500 beads, make yourself imfiso, and then when uthi uthwasile or idlozi lakho elakuthwasisa uhlele ekhaya. I-red skirt has a very important meaning. There's a reason why siyigcoka masisekuthwaseni, and there's a reason why kuyi-red skirt. You understand it? You cannot go to the shop and buy a red skirt and wear it at home and say ukuthi idlozi lakho is training you for yourself, because if that's how your training is, then it means your journey is not ebungomeni, because uyebungomeni if vele mele uyothatha ikhwama zakampho or whoever dlozi elakho, and then you continue on the journey, you know. Because I'll take me for example. I own, you know, my ugyo trainer kwami ne ugyo twasa, it was like not even, you know, it impact, I don't know how can I put it. It's like school. There's a lot of things we learned. I did sciences and all of these other subjects, but I don't work in algebra line to be. I don't think about, you know, the you know, physics manglana indumbeni, you know. I don't do that. I'm trying to say to you, there are things that you are being trained 80% mhlambe they're not even applicable to your journey. I understand that, but I had to go through lapho because lo muntu engimthwasile went through this path, you know, lena enguyo. So ubungoma bami is not just, you know, being the sangoma. There is explaining that ngi sangoma, but there are so many aspects that make, or rather make up this face of being, you know, or rather being the sangoma that I am. So it's very important that as a person you dig deep into your spiritual self and understand who you are, because even with the thing of beads, people just go into the shop and buy themselves, you know, red and white beads and wear beads and wear beads and wear beads and wear beads. And I'm like, but do you understand? Did your ancestors say this? Or just because when you were told Ugutu Hama Namagoko and automatically you think Uguti you know, unamadlozi? I mean, it's not an accessory, it's not a fashion accessory, dear good people. We need to understand that spirituality is deep, and we are diluting our spirituality for ourselves by taking things so lightly, by making things so easy, like, you know, they look so nice, because it's very deep. I understand that. That is why I'm saying very few people will understand what I mean. Mangiti, this journey is very hard, like iplumu, you know. And I'm not even talking about ukuyohlala emzini womuntu and being tormented there. You understand that? So you need to classify your gift as how it comes and be able to communicate nedlozi lakho and understand, and do not be lazy. You understand that? If you make a decision, or rather you feel ukuthi you are going through that phase of spiritual awakening, because it's a very painful phase. That is where your spirit is torn apart, like things disrupt, everything goes a mess. You know that now I'm spiritually awakened, I need to understand my gift, and then ngenze my calling and whatnot. You understand that? You can help people and heal people and do this and do this and not be under the title of nisangoma, you know. I think that's where the conflict starts, because we are lazy to understand what gifts our ancestors are bringing to us, because it's like we are like we are walking their path. You understand that? And sihamba la bashiye khona, and then we are fixing siyachubeka, and nathi sizoshona and be someone's ilozi and understand better ukuthi sime kuphi spiritually. So don't be lazy when it comes to spiritual things. I know I did emphasize ukuthi why, you know, we dream of water. I did also underline ukuthi ezinye izinto, so automatically seeing izinto ezithile, automatically one thinks ukuthi ngi what am I saying, ngiyisangoma. You know, idlozi does not mean ukuthi uyisangoma. Idlozi can mean ukuthi unesiphiwo, and isiphiwo sakho sinje, maybe isiphiwo sakho so that you can heal people, you know, through, I don't know, like that's what I'm saying, Guti. we will never know how deep things are because people are just lazy to tap into that, or rather scared to tap into that. So they go for what's easy and go for what's honest. So if you know that you have a spiritual journey, or rather your ancestors want to facilitate the journey, be ready and spiritually inclined, because if you're gonna have a third party, it's gonna mess up the whole process. And amadlozi are very private. Trust me, I went for my training, but my training re-began when I came back from my uktwasa kwami, and it was like ngiyatwasa futhi again and ngisatwasa till today. You understand? My point is that it never ends. You need to be spiritually inclined and open and ready to receive messages from your ancestors, because if we take things lightly, things tend to go other way, and then they turn to go sour, and then we are stuck in positions whereby we say idlozi alisebenzi, or rather idlozi aliko. It's because of, it's like putting a beautician in a blue collar space. You understand that? What is she going to do there? You understand that? It's like, maybe putting, someone who's good at painting, in a facility. You're going to amazipo, maybe they know but they cannot do. So I'm trying to say, Guti, don't box your spirituality. Ujele Guti, because I'm fully and Ubungoma ngumporofiti, because I'm so porofiti ngini. Next thing, when other people from other races tell us about our spirituality, we have that aha moment and be like, oh, maybe Nati, this thing exists. Because walking around us, we have so many gifted people, but they are afraid to go through ngezinto because umuntu's jela guti ngiyasaba. And I don't want to lie, all your gifts and however they come, they will involve idlozi lakho, because they are who, or rather, is gifting you, and they want you to facilitate and find your purpose spiritually. So it's very important to understand. I always emphasize, understand why you do certain things spiritually. Don't just do things because we are yenza, because ukuthwasa kwethu kuba isangoma, there's a reason why we need to go through that, and why is mekugcineni we need to silphuze silphalaze. There's a important part, but you end up, there are people that go through the journey balphuze balphalaze, to only find at the end their dlozi was like, this is not what I had in plan. But because you don't listen, you want to tell me and rather dictate how your spiritual journey should go, and then you find yourself dangling spiritually, or rather reaching a spiritual dead end. So it's very important to understand your calling, and understand it very deeply. Spirituality is very deep, and it's very vast, and izinto zamadlozi zidinga patience. Ayikho into overnight. There's no instant. You need to be very serious and understand ukuthi umephi when it comes to izinto zabogogo, so that you avoid, or rather, having to have conflict spiritually nabogogo bako. So the title says it for itself. I cannot even go any deeper. You need to understand your calling. There is no greater explanation than that, so that we avoid, falling part of trends, because Nami, I was told Guti, I'm gifted, and thinking Guti, it's the way to go about things. You understand? So bones and namashoba is not even the slightest part, or rather the slightest explanation of understanding why see Zangoma. And it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a name for everything, but it's just that I think we are lazy. We don't want to go deeper. We want to choose ukuthi because angifuni ngiyohlala emzini wabantu, ngcono ngihambe ngesontweni ngiyoba umprofit. And it's not like that. So it's not a nice path. Lena esikuyo thina. And unfortunately, I if I had the chance of choosing, I would choose something else, but I couldn't. So now it's like that. So it's important to understand your journey, because it took me a long time to understand, but we are here to say don't make the mistakes we made. I understand better, and everything made sense. I went through my whole initiation. I came back and I was like, I don't know what is this. You understand? I'll understand it when it decides to understand me. And after one full year, 365 days, then the ancestor was like, girl, now you are ready to listen to me, because you don't listen. And we sat down and we understood where we are going. So I cannot stress it any further. Understand your calling. It's very important as a person. Obviously so your consultant but it's important to understand and for you to understand that Mpo cannot tell you. You need to dig deep because amadlozi, they're very private, they're very secretive, they want their things to be their things. So bazotshela wena because umnikazi wendaba at the end of the day. So I hope this was very informative. I'm Poadimu. Thank you for viewing my video. Thokozani.